But depending on your hair texture, hair usually starts to lock up within 6 weeks to 2 years, depending on your hair texture. So you just have to comb it out. Let me get her. She was next.
So, non-age related question. With fairy knots?
Say that again?
Fairy knots?
Fairy knots.
The
Is
little
that what
knots
you
that come on the ends of your hair?
Uh-huh.
How do you prevent those from coming on? Or?
The fairy knots, if I'm not mistaken, are the knots that you get on the ends of your hair from a curl knot.
Single strand knots.
Okay. I would say the easiest way to keep fairy knots, is it that you don't groom your hair often and sometimes you just kind of do the natural thing, or?
Sometimes I just run a poof.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, it's going to be really hard for you to prevent that if it's something that your hair naturally does on its own. But you can kind of help it out by moisturizing your hair and grooming it often and just being really gentle, because those fairy knots have a bigger tendency to happen if you have bad ends, you know what I mean? And that cuticle wants to cling to itself a little bit more. Did I answer that thoroughly enough for you?
Yes, you did. Thank you.
Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
Another question. I don't understand how locks work.
How they work?
Yeah, do you put artificial hair in the real hair to make the locks, or?
There's a lot of different ways that you can do locks. You can start locks a multitude of ways. The most traditional way is for us to use your natural hair texture and coil it and then allow your hair to develop. As the Rastas would say, you would just throw your comb away, and let it do what it do. But here in the U.S. and other places, we have what I like to call beauty shop locks, where we maintain and groom them and train them to go that we want them to go. So with the Rastas, it's more of a religious thing, and they want to express themselves to Allah as far as do what thou will with my hair and my life. So we don't, I love the Lord, but I want my hair to look like something. So we tame it and groom it, and he gets the glory that way. You can do it with weave. It's what they call a false or faux lock. You can do it with yarn. You can do it a lot of different ways.
How could you do my hair just natural?
If I were to lock up your hair, I would just coil it and then have you come in every 2 weeks just to kind of train them a little bit. And as time goes on, you probably will end up coming about once a month, depending on how neat and well-groomed you want them to look, or if you want them styled up more often. Yes, ma'am.
What's the difference between sister locks and regular?
Sister locks means your hair is automatically locked as soon as I weave that pattern into your hair. The difference between sister locks and just traditional locks, first of all, you can't even tell nobody you do sister locks until you go to see Dr. Cromwell in LA or wherever she's having a class and learn the technique. The difference is in the structure. So with sister locks, I'm weaving a structure into your hair, and it's almost like a reverse braid that I'm starting from the end after I create an encasement, and I weave it down to your scalp. You get out of your settling phase a lot earlier. You don't have to worry about swelling. You can go swimming immediately. You can work out every single day. It's like a miracle hairdo for black women. Yeah. And traditional locks, the structure is actually the coil or the natural texture of your hair and the space in between that. So that's the difference. Is that all? Anybody else?
You're in Tucson?
Yes, ma'am. Tucson, Arizona. All the way almost to Phoenix, and on Ina and Oracle.
Just go to Red Lobster when you go and see. Little treat.
Well, if that is all the questions, I thank you guys for your time.